Imagine walking into a building, a hotel, a place you trust, and realizing too late that every step you take could be your last. That's exactly what happened at the murder castle of H.H. Holmes, one of the most terrifying true crime stories in history. And the scariest part? It's real. Every horrifying detail. Herman Webster Mudgett, better known as H.H. Holmes, wasn't born a monster, or maybe he was. Born in 1861 in New Hampshire, he grew up charming, clever, ambitious. But beneath that charm, a darkness was brewing. A darkness he would turn into one of the most meticulously planned killing sprees in history. By his early 20s, Holmes was already lying, cheating, and manipulating people for profit. Friends, colleagues, and patients trusted him. But that trust would become a weapon. He became a doctor, not to heal, but to access the vulnerable. People confided in him, and they would pay the ultimate price. Here's the first horrifying truth. Holmes wasn't sloppy. He wasn't impulsive. He was brilliant. Every lie, every scheme, every kill, planned to perfection. And it all led to Chicago. In the 1890s, at the height of the world's Columbian Exposition, a city buzzing with excitement, millions of visitors, and the perfect cover for a monster. Holmes bought a 3-story building and transformed it into what would later be called the Murder Castle. But calling it a castle doesn't even come close. This building was a labyrinth of death, hidden doors, secret passages, soundproof rooms, gas chambers, chutes leading straight to the basement, where victims would vanish without a trace. The building looked normal from the street. People walked past it, smiled, and entered, never suspecting that inside, terror awaited. Holmes didn't just kill. He studied human behavior. He watched, waited, and manipulated. Guests, tenants, travelers, anyone who stepped inside could become prey. Some he lured with charm, others with opportunity, and no one ever saw it coming. People began disappearing. At first, just a missing traveler, a young woman who never returned home. Then more. Families noticed something strange. Friends worried. But Holmes covered his tracks with ease. Each disappearance was methodical, precise, executed in a way that left almost no evidence behind. Inside the murder castle, some rooms had gas lines Holmes could control, turn the knob, and a person could be suffocated silently. Other rooms had soundproof walls, screams trapped. No one outside ever heard. Hidden peepholes allowed him to watch, study, and enjoy every horrifying detail of his work. And he didn't stop there. Holmes had a twisted obsession with profit. He collected life insurance on unsuspecting victims. He sold bodies to medical schools. He burned, buried, or dismembered them in hidden basements. Every act was calculated. Every victim a step in his financial scheme. By the time authorities noticed, hundreds of people had vanished. Hundreds. And Holmes walked free among them, smiling, charming, unafraid. The first person to suspect him wasn't police. It was a neighbor, noticing strange activity, deliveries that didn't make sense, odd smells, footsteps at night, when the building should have been empty. Some said they glimpsed shadows moving behind windows. Others whispered that the faint sounds of screaming had once been heard, but quickly silenced. Holmes's brilliance wasn't just in killing, it was in hiding. He was invisible, blending into society while orchestrating death. Even the police initially dismissed rumors. After all, how could a respectable doctor, a landlord, a businessman, be a killer? That disbelief was his greatest weapon. As authorities investigated, the horror escalated. Skeletons stacked in hidden pits, bone fragments burned beyond recognition, cellars that didn't appear on official blueprints, rooms that led nowhere, with no doors, no windows, just empty space where screams once echoed. Holmes confessed to 27 murders, but that's not the terrifying part. Experts now estimate between 100 and 200 victims. Hundreds of people, gone, unseen, no whistle blown. Holmes was tried and convicted for murder, but his final moments are almost stranger than his crimes. In prison, he was calm. Some prisoners claimed he showed no remorse. Some claimed he laughed during questioning. Others said he was eerily serene. His last words before execution? "I am prepared to meet my God. Are you?" He faced death with the same coldness he used when facing his victims. Why is this story terrifying? Because Holmes proves a horrifying truth. Monsters don't always lurk in the shadows. Sometimes, they smile at you across the street, shake your hand, and welcome you into a building they designed to kill. Every detail of his life, every choice, every room in that murder castle shows methodical evil. Chutes, gas lines, peepholes, hundreds of victims, and yet, millions never suspected a thing. Hook. Imagine walking past a building, unaware that inside, someone had already planned your death. That's the true horror of H.H. Holmes. And the most terrifying thought of all, Holmes could have continued. He had perfected his system. Hundreds of victims might never have been discovered. His genius lay in hiding in plain sight, and maybe, somewhere in the world, there's another person like him, invisible, smiling, planning. This isn't fiction. This isn't horror for fun. It's real, it's documented, and it leaves one question hanging in your mind. How many monsters like H.H. Holmes walk among us today, waiting for the perfect moment? If this video entertained you, then make sure to click the like button and subscribe for more content like this.